My name is Courtney Cordova, and I'm going to go over my learning manifesto today. First, my personal passions in life. Obviously, my family comes before anything. My faith is a very big part of my life and always has been, and education and continuing that education. That could be in the form of formal classes like this current class, professional development through school, museums that I visit, historical sites that I see on trips, and then reading as well. I love to travel. I've been to a lot of places that are related to my content area, and that's brought about a lot of learning for me. My career passions, I teach history. I do also teach psychology, but most of my career I have taught world history, and in that I enjoy teaching about cultures and religion, the diversity of people in our world. Also, within my career, I love forming relationships with students and with my colleagues and teaching students how to interact with others. That's a big part of my day-to-day career. Also, I like to teach about life preparedness, helping students with college readiness, or being able to go into the workforce and understanding real life. Um, and also student life, being a part of the student's life at extracurricular activities, showing a true interest in their passions, and letting them see me there, enjoying watching them do their thing. I think some of the emerging issues with digital learning and leading, first off, online classes is obviously a huge part of the changing atmosphere. We have online high schools at state levels that you can go all the way through school online. And questions I have about those are all of our standards being met that way? Can we check for that? How do you measure growth? And are the teachers delivering instruction, are they qualified? Um, college degrees. You can get a complete college degree online, like I have my master's. Do these programs compare to sitting in a classroom, the type of rigor that you have in a traditional university setting? And is the work being completed by the student or another person who's already done that or knows the topic really well? Those are issues that I question all the time. Technology in the classroom is a major factor in schools today at all levels, and one of the questions I have about it is, are all the available tools assisting the standards like they should, or are they just adding fluff to the lesson and making things more fun, but maybe not really assisting with the goal of student objectives? Communication is a big key when it comes to technology. Our students and parents have instant access to grades. People can contact their teachers at all hours, either through email, through certain apps. And we can make announcements constantly in programs like Blackboard. Are those useful? Do the students read those announcements? Do they check them? Um, do the parents check them? I don't know. But blogs and all of these different methods of communication keep people accountable at least. At least you have that option. It's there. So you have no excuse for not knowing about something that's communicated in class. We also have one-to-one programs. This is a major change in schools today. In a report by Ray, in 2013, across the world, $13 billion was spent in K through 12 education on one-to-one programs. I think this is going to continue to increase. We see computers and tablets, smartphones, all being used in the classroom. Sometimes those can be awesome, a great asset in class. Sometimes they can be a distraction. But they do provide technological readiness for our students. Sometimes they do hinder things, though. For instance, writing. Our students struggle with writing now. They struggle with spelling. They struggle with talking to each other. They sometimes are very, very well, I lost the word. Sometimes they don't have patience to look in the search engines and really read stuff when they're researching, and their attention span is quite shorter. Globalization opportunities, though, we have opportunities that otherwise would not have been available before the internet. We have Skype, where we can talk to people in other cultures from our classrooms. Virtual field trips are amazing. Or we're using one right now in my class on the Holocaust, going to the Holocaust Museum in Washington. Adobe Connect sessions are really interesting. And then YouTube, even though there's some privacy issues, so sometimes this is not useful, and we are able to do a lot with these programs. Innovations that my students regularly use. We use Blackboard every day in my class, either for discussion boards, for tests and quizzes, submitting and assignments. They use Prezi Probably about once every other week or so. They always have the choice of using Prezi or Google Documents, Google Slides, PowerPoint, of course. They use Google Mail, Gmail. They all have a Gmail account, and I communicate with them through. We use Turnitin when we're turning in essays. iMovie, they have to sometimes make an iMovie. They can make a video scribe sometimes. And of course, Microsoft Word and PowerPoint suite. Online our textbooks are online through McGraw-Hill now, and so there's all kinds of options with our textbooks that the students have that they would have never had before, such as different reading levels. The use of digital tools, specifically from my class, I've taken each of the things I say that I use and I've made them given examples. First of all, Google Slides. We've done a presentation on an ancient civilization of their choice. VideoScribe, they use VideoScribe to summarize a world religion of the 5 world religions. iMovie, this year our students made a news report with commercials included of a classical civilization such as Greece, Rome, Persia, etc. We've also used Turnitin twice this year, and most recently they've had to do an essay about the Protestant Reformation. It's submitted online. This checks for plagiarism. It's an awesome tool to have. Of course, Blackboard, like I said earlier, everything, we do this just about every day on Blackboard, all these things. So the state of education currently, what is right? What is good about the state of education in Texas? I think it's great because we have access for all. That is good. We are not leaving people behind. And we have PBLs, problem-based learning, that's really trying to broaden what our students are learning and not just factual information, learning how to apply their learning. And then, of course, the STEM academies that are starting to pop up within our school districts, science, technology, engineering, math, and now they're talking about STEAM, adding the arts into that, and I think that's great. Our students kind of are getting a taste of what it's like when you pick a major and you go into that area. What is wrong with our school, though, our school system? We test so much, and I don't think that testing is always the best measure of potential. Sometimes we're not getting the best teachers because they're finding work elsewhere because the state of the schools are not that wonderful. We get things cut all the time, and teachers, sometimes people who would be an awesome teacher choose to go another route. Politicians that make all the decisions about our schools, they don't always make the best decisions. And sometimes I think that we set up our students for failure because we expect them all to go to a 4-year university, Division I school, and we push them to do that when they don't all have the desire or the ability to do that. And sometimes they need to go to a junior college, they need to go to a trade school, they need to go to the military, and I think that we pressure our students quite a bit to go to these 4-year universities. The last slide here is my outside reference I use. This was my learning manifesto, so these are all things in my head. But the one article I did find about the one-to-one programs is cited right here by Ray. Thank you, and I hope I covered everything.